Hi, my name is Carla McGruder, and I am a licensed genetic counselor in Austin, Texas. I trained at the University of Texas Houston program, MD Anderson, and I currently specialize in oncology, cardiology, and pharmacogenomics. Pharmacogenomics is a relatively new field of genetics where we're looking at how your body breaks down medications and what your genes have to do with that. When I'm not doing that, I actually own my own consulting business called Good Genes Genetic Counseling Services, LLC. I use my expertise right now in the field of population genomics, which is something that is working with all populations, not just people who are in clinic, but really people who are also not in clinic when it comes to getting genetic testing information. The program that I work with is the All of Us Research Program, which is partnered with the NIH and Color Genomics. Our goal is to sequence 1 million diverse genomes, and that's because most of the genomic information that we have is based around Northern European genetic data, which means that there's an inherent disparity in who gets care and how that care is translated in a clinical setting. So we're on our way to 1 million genomes, and I'm pretty sure we'll get there pretty soon. I love to speak to other people with my other business of Good Genes Genetic Counseling Services because, as you can imagine, there are a lot of people who don't get a chance to go to the doctor, who don't have a privilege of taking the day off just to go in, pay a copay, and see if they qualify for genetic testing. With what I do, I speak to large groups like churches, families, companies, schools, meeting people where they are, literally, to make sure that they know what genetic counseling is, to know if they qualify for genetic testing, and then they can ask questions and be very comfortable and then get the right terminology to take back to their doctor so that they get genetic testing, or I connect them with the doctor or with a genetic counselor to go forward with the genetic counseling process. So with that business, I don't order genetic testing. And I chose all of that because we need access to care. When I say we, I mean minorities in general, but really nowadays, anyone who doesn't have the privilege or the money or the time to walk into a doctor's office. I find it really fulfilling to make sure that I'm talking to people, not just in a one-on-one space, but really maximizing time to make sure that we as genetic counselors reach as many people as possible so that everyone has equity in their healthcare. I love genetic counseling overall because you can do things like that. You can jump into different spaces. If I decided that I wanted to go into pediatrics tomorrow, I could do that. If I wanted to go into the prenatal space, I could also do that. Or if I wanted to go to work back into a clinic, if I wanted to work into another laboratory. There's so many different ways and different roles that genetic counselors play that I'm excited to be in a field that is continuously growing and definitely has job security. My thoughts about diversity overall is that we don't just need it in research like what I'm doing, but we also need it in people like you, in people who are genetic counselors. We need it in our workforce because when you have diversity of thought, you definitely have a diversity of solutions. So if you're applying to a genetic counseling program, I want to encourage you to keep going, keep trying. Some people, it takes 1, 2, 3 times to get into a program, but the process isn't one that's really easy, and it's not something that's like any other application process. So take your time and go through the application process. We are here as mentors and as a resource for you to also answer any questions. And more than anything, I want you to know that you are needed. This field needs you, needs more people who look like you to make sure that we're spreading care to everyone who needs it and truly to people who deserve it.